Now, when creating a new item, we've talked about item templates previously being a feature that's available. As I create a new item, it says, hey, choose one of these item templates. I'm going to set no and no, and I'm going to search item template. And so there's two ways that we can create an item template. Number one, we just click new. Really simple. Alternatively, we can find a fully spec'd out item that has what you want, and we can go actions, functions, save as template, and it will. So let's call this now test, yep, test template. So I'm going to hit OK here. I'm going to go back and search item templates, and let's just have a look at what's come in here. So I have a test template that was created automatically with all of the different fields in here ready to go. Alternatively, there's the item template here that was available out of the system. Let's take you through it from the top. You need to have a item template code and a description that describes the template. You have the option to set a separate number series for this template. I have had customers that would have 300 different item templates depending on the type of item, whether it's manufactured, sourced, in-sourced, outsourced, assembled, whether it's a purchase straight through goods or whether it's secondhand goods. And then, what is this, concatenated number, and they build these series. And it's just that simple that if I was to apply a different number series, when we click new on this type, it's going to apply a different number. Okay, so that's pretty cool. Underneath this, create the item as blocked in one regard. When we have small businesses, we don't do this. With our large customers, we block these, and then to unblock them, they have to go through a workflow approval. We have that it is inventory, service, or inventory. What is the base unit of measure? Do we have this as part of a category? So you might create one template for each of your categories. In doing that, you could set your dimensions aligned with the category and the attributes aligned with the category, which means when you add a new item in that category, it knows the attributes that are going to be required. You got show more here, and you got a few more things here. It's part of a service item group, and do we automate extended text against the item? You notice I don't have my actions menu, so I don't have the ability to set that text right now. That only happens when we create the item. Down underneath inventory, what's the shelf number? Not really useful. From a cost and posting perspective, we have the costing method. This is super important, and the posting setups. And so with my customers, they would set their templates generally around what are one for every one of the posting groups at a minimum. And that way, as they add the item, it's all configured in the setup the way that they want it to run. Down underneath pricing and sales, are we working in which method? So does the price include GST? Is the profit model price minus cost? What's the profit percentage if we're flicking it? And sometimes you might have customers that say cost plus profit, and we say we're running 100% profit, which knows now all we have to do is add a new item, buy it, and it sets the sell price based off what we bought it for. So that's one way that you can use the system. Item discount group, subscription option. If it's subscriptions, allow invoice description. So specifies whether to include the item when calculating an invoice discount on documents. So it's not description, sorry, it's discount. So allow discounts on this item. Subscription packages, if it's part of a subscription. Replenishment, we normally set this to purchase by default. And then under reordering policy, we would set this to order by default, so that when you create the item, if you have demand formed, it doesn't stop working. If you leave this blank and you go to run the demand planner, nothing will work because there's no plan rule set around it. Item tracking and warehousing, you've got options there that can be set as part of your template. That way, as your team add an item, it turns around and uses the template. When we do integrations from a PIM, a product information library, our clients will integrate to a set of item templates we've created. And that way, when they insert the item, it says use this item template, which fills in the rules around the item from the external system. We like to use item templates. I also like to use dimensions against the template. So as soon as the template gets used, it pulls those dimensions into the item, ready for that particular template to do its work. And that is how we add an item template.